Well then, now to a developing story and also a major story of the day breaking right here on Channels Television. The leadership of the All Progressives Congress APC may say they won't lose sleep over the threat posed by the splinter group, the reformed APC or any other opposition party. Well, the APC's political opponents are already cooking something that can make them have a rethink. The leadership of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has held a meeting with leaders of, according to them, over 30 political parties. The objective of the meeting is to form a grand alliance for a singular presidential candidate that will wrestle power from the ruling APC in the forthcoming presidential elections next year. Those in attendance at the meeting held in Abuja include the chairman of the Labour Party, that of the SDP, ADC, NCP, and also the reformed APC and a host of other newly registered political parties. Some of the politicians of the RAPC extraction, well, that who may link them to is Senator Dino Melaye, one who, through a song he released on his Instagram page, said is headed for the PDP. Presidential aspirant and former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and the chairman of the RAPC, Alhaji Buba Galadima, were conspicuously part of the meeting. The alliance will operate under the name the CUPP, Coalition of United Political Party. That is the name they said they will be going by. We'll be getting a robust conversation right here on the program tonight. But we have our first guest on the program tonight. He's a member of the PDP and is a spokesperson of the Atiku Abubakar campaign organization. Mr. Sowunmi joins us from our Abuja studio. Thank you so much, Mr. Sowunmi, for your time on the program tonight. But this looks like deja vu, isn't it? We've seen this happen before. In 2014, we saw this kind of thing, coalition, when political parties come out and say, we want to root out the party at the center. Why should Nigerians believe the mission of the CUPP, which involves your principal and the PDP?
Well, I think that what Nigerians must realize is that ordinarily a political party like the PDP that has been around for a while in a democracy will be a platform that is open and available for other parties to come into a coalition with for the purposes of planning and getting themselves ready for the next election. But the thing that sticks out like a sore thumb in this one is that the APC that had won and taken over power in 2015 seemed to have lost the confidence of everybody around their own parties, and somehow the same type of rearrangement and realignment that took place in the build-up to 2015 is taking place before them. Unfortunately, some of their players or some of their leaders like to trivialize it and give the impression that, oh, it doesn't matter, they're strong and able to handle themselves in spite of losing members and in spite of a grand coalition building up against them. Time will tell. But what is instructive and important is that the PDP as a political party has reformed itself significantly, and it has opened its door to an arrangement where there can be a coalition of this sort. And indeed, the party and its members are happy that a day like this has come up. The next couple of days will be a bit challenging in terms of how to practically action out what this coalition will mean and how exactly to dot the I's and cross the T. But it is a direct signal to the Muhammadu Buhari-led administration of APC that they will do well to start to write their handover note. They will do well to start to plan their exit out of Aso Rock, and that indeed everything around Nigeria points to the fact that Nigerians are tired and the political parties are doing everything humanly possible to ensure that the assignment before us, which is to take over the government and rescue Nigeria and reconnect Nigeria back to what Nigerians are used to and get us to be more united and give back our country to our people and return and stop the killing and just generally return hope to this country is a journey that is on a march going forward.
Mr. Sowunmi, what makes you think that Nigerians will accept this kind of coalition? They did accept one in 2014, What gives you the impression that Nigerians are perhaps not going to have a rethink about the situation and the way and manner the political class and the political elite has handled their fate over the last years?
Well, what you must see is that the political parties and people who play roles within the political parties are not aliens. They are Nigerians themselves, and they can feel what is going on. They represent a subset of the larger society, and if you see that there's a pull towards a particular direction, it must be as an offshoot of what's going on in the country. Nigerians know their country. Nigerians understand what they want from their country. Nigerians are tired of the bloodletting and the killings all over Nigeria. Nigerians are tired of the parochial natures of running government. Nigerians are tired of the poverty that has enveloped the entire land. Arguably now, it's on record now, that Nigeria has become poorer in the real sense of the word than even the
Mr. Sowunmi, I beg to just butt in. I beg to butt in here. The question some Nigerians will be asking is that the kind of people and the characters or the key players that we see in the room there today are those that have been involved in governance in Nigeria or in the realm of affairs in Nigeria, just like your principal, over the last almost 2 decades or so. So it's just a recycling of the same people. Perhaps these people are now aggrieved and they're coming together again. This is just like we are moving in circle. So do you think Nigerians are not wiser?
No, I think that you missed the point, Seun. Nigerians must know that in the journey of creating a nation and getting Nigeria to become a great nation, sometimes politicians have roles to play, and Nigerians themselves have roles to play. The thing is, the process is divided into two. The political parties and the political player must first of all get themselves together and present themselves and present a candidate and present a manifesto before the Nigerians and the electorate will now have an opportunity to decide who's winning and who's not. And because you have brought in His Excellency, the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar into this matter, I'll just say clearly that it is clear that the best years of our country in democracy were the years that occurred between 1999 and 2007, when His Excellency Waziri Abubakar was in government with Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. Most of the expansion that you saw in the economy happened then. Most of the direction in terms of allowing the deepening of the space for private sector players happened then. Most of the growth that happened in the country happened then. Most of the stability that took place in the political environment happened then. And therefore, yes, some of them have been around for some time, and they come with a lot of experience. If Nigerians then say, okay, we want to have younger people and newer people or whatever the issues that they'll be bringing onto the table, one thing Nigerians also know is that Nigerians know their leader. Nigerians have had an opportunity of being with PDP for a couple of years. Of course, we can't say everything has been perfect, but Nigerians have never had it this bad as they've been under the APC. And therefore, Nigerians are able to decipher that no, this is not working. We cannot have every day waking up with news of people dying and villages being ransacked and nepotism taking on and anti-corruption not working and the economy in shambles and everybody just generally miserable and poor. And therefore, Nigerians at this particular time need people that have enough prerequisite experience to be able to rescue the country. After all, you have to know that the business of losing power and trying to gain power again, like you see in other countries, also gives you the opportunity to do some introspection, to learn some new things, to drop some old habits, and to re-present yourself and your agenda. And in the fullness of time, the Nigerians will be given their opportunity to have an unveiled agenda that shows that, yes, the capacity to lead is here, the capacity to reconnect the country is here, the capacity to unite Nigeria and bring it from the
Mr. Sowunmi, one thing is clear, and perhaps we need to set it straight, is what will be the modus operandi of this new group, this new coalition that we have seen. Coalition of United Political Party, as far as we know, is not a political party registered with INEC. That means this name may not be the name that they will go with to the election. How do you think they will operate in the coming days ahead of the election?
Well, the devil is in the detail, but what is sure is that the People's Democratic Party is a lead in this particular arrangement. And there will be some negotiations that will determine precisely how we're going to play either at the state levels, how we're going to play at the national, and how we're going to play with the legislative elections. But essentially, what you are seeing is that there is a principled agreement that there is going to be a consensus to follow and back one candidate where they see the strength exists. But obviously, the devil is in the detail. The next couple of days will unveil exactly how the thing will operate in reality. But certainly, any politician who knows his onions, and one who is also mindful of how the APC came on board and how someone who had not been able to be president for a couple of times was suddenly able to become president, that is speaking of President Muhammadu Buhari, will understand that you cannot take it for granted when 34, 35 political parties are coming together to form a coalition. You cannot take it for granted when your own party itself is splitting right through the middle, with some people calling themselves Reform APC, all of them looking in the direction of coming to terms with people. The reason is simple. Political parties are designed that people can have comprehensive accommodation within the party process. And it appears as if, obviously, the APC and its leadership has failed.
All right.
In even
we need to take a breather now, Mr. Sowunmi. We take a break. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation and get some more perspectives on this breaking news right here on Channels Television. Emergence of coalition of United Political Party. That's what we're talking about right here on Channels Television. Join us again, everyone.